Okay, hi, welcome to another episode of Rambling Cinephiles, since I guess we have an actual name.
Do we?
Now. Is that our name?
Yeah.
This episode is probably not even going to be put out until, months after we start
That's true.
the podcast, so it doesn't even matter.
Okay, so last night we recorded our trailer montage podcast, and in that, one of the trailers was Paddington 2 coming out in January. And we saw on Netflix that they had the first Paddington. So we watched it this morning and we're going to talk about it. I very much enjoyed it. I did not think I would enjoy it as much as I did.
It was so cute.
It was so cute.
It was so cute. And I don't know, Paddington was nice.
He was very nice. Everyone was so nice in that movie.
Except Nicole Kidman.
Who wanted to stuff people. And
no, she just wanted to stuff Paddington.
She threatened to stuff the Browns at the end of the movie.
Oh, she did. That's right.
I mean...
Well, just so they, I guess, wouldn't blab, right?
I mean, that's attempted murder.
You know, it's fine.
Paddington, I mean, he's a bear, but he has sentience.
Okay, so Paddington and his family are weirdly intelligent bears.
Yeah.
And a long time ago, this British explorer came to visit them before Paddington was born. And fast forward, and sadly, there's an earthquake, and his uncle dies in the earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
And Paddington moves to London to find the explorer, and of course, London's not what he thought it was going to be.
Well, specifically, his aunt, packs him away and, lets him sneak onto a boat to go to London. And she says that she's going to, the home for retired bears, which, I mean, honestly, I thought was just her letting him feel better about... her letting Paddington feel better about leaving her there to die.
What? That doesn't... No, it's a kid's movie.
I know, but I didn't know if they were ever going to address that, but they did end it up.
Yeah, she was at the home for retired bears.
It's an actual place. It's not just a euphemism for death.
No. What do you think she's doing?
I thought that's what she was doing. She was just saying, "Oh, I'll be fine. Don't worry." And then she goes off into the woods to die after her husband is dead.
It's so dark.
I know.
It's a children's movie.
His uncle literally dies in the first 5 minutes.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway, okay, so the plot is that Paddington comes across this family, the Browns. I can't remember their names. Mr. Brown, Mrs. Brown, and their two kids, a girl and a boy.
Judy and something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And anyway, they're a very dysfunctional family. Oh, and there's also a woman named Mrs. Bird who is a distant relative who lives there with them as well.
And she's Molly Weasley.
Yeah, and so they're in that family, and Paddington lives with them for a day, and they're like, we'll just take you to the authorities, but then they get it in their head that they're going to try to find out who that explorer was that visited them in darkest Peru, which is where Paddington is from. And some fun stuff happens, some hijinks. Doctor Who is in it.
Yeah, Peter Capaldi is their neighbor. And Nicole Kidman plays the daughter of the explorer. Apparently, all the other British explorers were like, "Hey, you should tell us where those bears are so we can, kill them because colonialism."
Yeah.
And the explorer didn't want to do that. He didn't want them to die, so he refused to. So he was cast out of the Geographers Guild, and his daughter was forever shamed. And after that, she dedicated her life to murdering animals, apparently.
Murdering and stuffing them, specifically.
Yeah, murdering and stuffing animals. And then she found out, about Paddington, and he was one of these bears, and she was like, well, I've got to murder him, so.
It was pretty disturbing. Her character's pretty disturbing. At the end, the family comes together to support Paddington and save him from Nicole Kidman, and she doesn't end up dying or anything, but she ends up being sentenced to manual labor scooping up poo in a petting zoo for the rest of her life, I assume.
and then the movie ends, and
Yeah.
Paddington and the Browns live happily ever after, I guess, until the next movie, which will just be in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So, well, a few weeks for us. It could be like 6 months ago for you. I don't know how this is going to work.
Or maybe this is from 10 years ago.
And we're dead.
And we're dead. Okay. Jenny, tell me what you thought of the movie.
I thought it was good.
Okay, be more specific.
Okay, I liked how fun it was. I don't know, it was colorful and it was cute and it was fun and I really enjoyed it and I'm sure kids enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I could not look at the earwax scene.
That was pretty gross.
I couldn't look at it.
Paddington goes to use the bathroom for the first time and he finds toothbrushes and he doesn't know what they are, so he sticks them in his ears, rubs them around a whole lot, which feels good, I guess, and pulls them out and they're like covered with bare earwax. And he's like, what is that? And he starts sniffing it and then he slowly sticks out his tongue and licks. It takes a big long lick of it.
See, I didn't see him take the lick because I knew it was coming. And I was like, nope, I can't, not this early in the morning. I can't do it. Can't do it. Did you know that Colin Firth was originally supposed to be Paddington, the voice of Paddington?
Who's Colin Firth?
Who's Colin Firth?
Yeah.
He's been in lots of stuff. He was in Kingsman.
Oh yeah.
That's
Okay.
Colin Firth.
What? Oh. I mean, why didn't he play Paddington?
Apparently, they decided his voice wasn't right for it. The studio decided his voice wasn't right for it.
Well, his voice isn't very young, so
yeah.
I really like the voice for Paddington in this.
It was Ben Whishaw or Whishaw. I think it's Whishaw. And I don't know.
Speak more into the mic.
Oh. Hi.
No, not that close.
It was Ben. Yeah, Whishaw
was the voice of Paddington Bear.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's that guy. Wow, he's 37. He's older than me.
There are people older than you?
I know, right?
How? Weird.
I'm like 1 billion years old.
Did this movie seem like a giant allegory for immigration?
Did it? I don't know. Maybe.
I really saw that. So like Paddington comes to Britain, and he doesn't know anyone, so he's like a refugee.
Mm-hmm.
The family takes him in, and Paddington. They even say in the movie he doesn't look like anyone else. He doesn't. He didn't know the British culture very well, but it became his home, right? I don't know. It just seemed like there were a lot of nods to the immigration crisis in Europe, and it seemed like the movie was just kind of touching on that, with where it doesn't matter where you came from or what you look like, as long as you feel like you're at home, then you're at home.
That's true. Although I feel like okay, I guess what am I trying to say? I feel like if they really wanted to drive towards a point about immigration and accepting people who don't look like you and are not necessarily the ethnic norm for your region, they could have perhaps cast at least one actor who wasn't white, because I can't think of anybody in that movie who was not white.
No, I don't think we saw a single
other than like
person.
there's like a street band.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Of black guys who were in the movie occasionally, but they never they don't have lines. I think they just sang and stuff when Paddington walked by.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. Like all of the speaking characters were white. I can't really think of, other than maybe like a couple of the kids in Judy's class, I can't think of anybody who wasn't white in the film.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, it doesn't mean that that's not what they were driving at. You just,
I feel like that's definitely what they were driving at. I do feel like maybe that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
To show, like, maybe Britain can be diverse without getting into the politics.
Because otherwise,
of it,
it's like, oh, well, bears are okay.
Yeah.
Bears are okay, but not Muslims.
Not Syrians.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Getting political.
Oh, no. Anyway, it was a really good movie. Again, it's like I said in the trailer podcast, if a kid's movie makes me feel like a kid, it's done its job, and I felt like a kid watching Paddington Bear.
It was fun.
It was great. Go watch it. It's on Netflix. Watch it and then go see Paddington 2 with us.
Yeah.
Because we're going to go do that.
But not literally with us, because that might be weird.
You'll always be with us in spirit.
Gross.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye, folks.
Bye.